I cannot believe it took so long for the first ever black superhero to get his own movie. But it's finally happening. I know what you mean, and guess what? I'm actually the main character in the new Spider-Verse movie! Wait a minute, you guys are getting your own movie? Yeah? Aren't you? No, and I've been in the MCU since Captain America Civil War. Where's my movie? That is a fair point, Falcon, but Spidey's movie is with Sony, and I was referenced in Iron Man 2 far before Captain America Civil War. Fair enough, but I was on screen far before you were. He's got you there. Ah, yes, well, there's a simple solution to this. See, simply, to the Panther Jet! To the Panther Jet! Ah, that was almost awkward. Good thing I have the Panther Jet. Did you guys really think you could fly away from me? My name is Falcon. I could fly. Like the bird. This is awkward. Yes. Yes, it is. What's up YouTube, Balbrawl here with a brand new video review. This time we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Panther Jet from the Black Panther toy line for the new movie coming out. And I have to say that this thing looks amazing, and it's even a bit of fun to play with. Now I saw this at Walmart, I had no idea it existed, and I fell in love with it. I love the design, I love the idea, I love the whole thing about this thing. Now this thing is meant to be with 5-inch figures and 6-inch figures. Now as you know, I don't collect 6-inch figures, so I will be using Marvel Universe. Wait a minute, this is the wrong one. Just allow me to fix this. There we go. Gotta love having the Infinity Gauntlet. Lets me fix so many things. Alrighty, so we will be using this guy for it. Now I just want to show you how he looks in here. You can just put him in, and he does look really small in it. That is one downside of this thing, if you collect 3-inch figures. But it honestly doesn't look too bad. I would have preferred if it had some kind of cover that could actually cover the top of it. That way it's not like a sports car vehicle, it actually is like a jet. But you can lay them in there and then make your own cover if you want. That's really my only major complaint with this thing. I do have one other, but that's later on. Yeah, he does look pretty cool in it. I kind of like the idea it's this overpowered, huge jet. Now, a 6-inch figure would fit much better in scale with this thing. But 3-inch figures do work. You could even probably fit 2 in here. And here he is with the original Marvel Universe Black Panther. Not a bad look. So the detailing work looks amazing. There's a lot of little line and tribal-like etchings all engraved within the vehicle. And I have to say that it looks really good. I would have liked for it to be painted, but I'm okay with that. I can always paint it myself if I really wanted to. The turbines on the back add a good presence to this figure, and I want to point out this turbine right here. It does affect the sleekness of this design, but it does allow for a nice little kind of stand. It's very sturdy too, you're not going to worry about it tipping over. Keeps it balanced very well, and I'm not sure if it's removable. It comes separate in the box, and when I put it on, I felt like I was going to break it taking it off. So I do advise caution, and think about if you want this to be very sleek or have just a little extra speed and stability. It's up to you. But yeah, the design for this thing is just really well. Though the paint apps are applied sparingly, I would have liked to see some sticker detail in the cockpit, like some of the old Iron Man 2 vehicles, which this does remind me of that. Just a fun little vehicle for the sake of a fun vehicle. And I really like the design and the presence of this thing. It looks very nice. Now in this form you really can't do much opposed to just pretending that it flies around and put a figure in. You could even pretend that it's blasting because of the blasters. And I do want to point this out that this is a major complaint. These two pegs don't like to peg in together. I don't know why, they just simply don't. But it's not enough to really bother me or destroy the toy. It's a very nice looking toy. But this is only half of what you buy, because this thing can transform. First, pull out the legs, fold them out, and flip them down. Worth noting, when the legs are out, you could use them as wings. Flip the tail out. Front part of the arms transforms a little more complicated, but still a lot of fun. And fold out with tight ratchets. Head extends outward, mouth opens. And now we are in Panther form. So this thing looks very different and has a very different feel to it. You could still put a figure in, that doesn't change. But the articulation and presence of the figure does change, going from just something you could pretend that flies to something you can actually pretend it moves. Articulation of this thing is very nice, and the detailing stays the same, with no new added features. The mouth does open and close, the head goes up and down, front shoulders go forward and back, about that far, but up this far. Rotation here at the elbow, and a bend backwards, but this is as far as it bends. Due to the transformation, you could even say that it has a paw joint. Bag lights go back that far, and not really forward without it coming out. Speaking of which, it does go out. Legs go forward, no back, no knee, which really needed a knee. And then you can say a joint for the paw. And the tail, of course, can waggle up and down. So the articulation is pretty good on this figure. You can get a few decent poses, but I feel like a knee joint right here really would have elevated the play value of this figure and make it a lot more fun. Seriously, this thing is just 2 joints away from being perfect. But you can get some major awesome poses out of this thing. From stalking things in the jungle and moving stealthily, to an epic running, to sitting all cute like, to just standing there and looking cool, you have quite the amount of options to actually make this thing look cool. While the articulation is limited due to lack of a swivel in the head, which would have been nice, but I feel like it's the lack of a knee joint in the back legs that really kills this figure in terms of articulation. You get some very nice looking and very dramatic poses, or you could just leave it in its very nice and sleek jet mode. Though, again, the undercarriage right here does affect that sleekness, so do wonder if you want to actually have it on. Now in terms of size comparison, this form does get very big. So here he is next to the Marvel Legends Black Panther, the Marvel Universe Black Panther, and last week's reviews, the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure HulkBuster. So can I recommend this thing? Of course I can. It looks cool and it's actually a lot of fun to play with. I did have a lot of fun playing with it when I first got it, and even though I don't have the proper 6-inch figures or 5-inch figures for the proper scaling, I did have a lot of fun with my 3-inch figures. And I do recommend this if you're a casual or die-hard Black Panther fan, or even if you just like the design of this. It looks really cool, and I heavily recommend this thing. It just looks amazing. Alright, so that is my review of the Black Panther Panther Jet. Hope you guys like the review. Let me know what you think down below and subscribe if you haven't. Leave a like and hope you guys have a wonderful day. You take care now, YouTube. Goodbye.